Good evening and welcome to our weekly recharge. I welcome you all for today's Inner Circle call. And today's call is special because we have a special guest today. And today's guest is going to talk about an interesting topic. But before that, let me do a quick check. If you all can see me clearly and if you all can hear me loud and clear, just give me a hi in the chat, everyone. Give me a hi in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, why is the topic for today very, very interesting and relevant? Let me just give you a little background before I actually take our guest for tonight on the call. So, we are going to talk about something which is really important, and I would say it is the lifeline. People say, पैसा सब कुछ नहीं होता, पर पैसा बहुत कुछ होता है, right? If you agree with me, type agree in the chat. Yes, my friends, money is not everything, but money does make a lot of difference. And somewhere, I've been doing a lot of research about certain life skills which are really important for a person's career growth. And let me tell you, financial literacy is one thing which I consider as a most important soft skill that is required to grow in your career. It is really important. You need to know. Let me give you an example. So, you may have a lot of money, but you do not know how to manage your money. It wouldn't last long. Look at the example of Anil Ambani, right? Now, Anil Ambani and Mukesh Ambani, both of them had good amount of money, but Anil did not know how to manage that. And that's because of that, he is where he is today. Similarly, you remember that guy from Bihar who had won the lottery in Kaun Banega Crorepati? Today, even after winning a crore rupees, he is back and serving as a laborer, what he was doing earlier. So it is important to learn how to manage your money. And I have an expert with me tonight. So just let me put my guest for today on call. Okay, so Salma is there with me. And let me make her a co-host so that she can share her screen. Hi, Salma. Hi, and welcome to the Inner Circle call of Millennial Career Hub. I want each one of you there on call today to type welcome for Salma. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and being there for this
session. Rachna, for inviting me for your Inner Circle call. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate, and you have beautifully put here that why money management is important by giving the example of the person whose name is actually Sunil Kumar, who is from Bihar, you were mentioning, and he won crores, and now he does not have that, because the moment people have a lot of money, they don't understand how to manage it. Now,
yes,
very, very important thing that all of us keep working towards how to earn well, right? And in your community, I'm sure you are also giving a lot of tips that how can people manage, get better opportunities so that they earn well. But honestly, if you ask me, in my career, I've been into financial planning since 2013. I've helped more than 250, people, and even people withdrawing 4 to 5 lakhs per month had a lot of money issues. So,
yes.
so the point is that magic is in money management. It's not that how much you earn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you are an expert in this domain. So let me take this opportunity and privilege to introduce briefly Salma to you all, and then I will request Salma to give a brief about herself and take over the session. So Salma, she is an independent financial planner and she is the founder of Zeal Financial Planning, and she is an expert when it comes to comprehensive financial planning and investment advisory. She is a CF certified financial planner and an MBA graduate in finance. So Salma, I want you to just a lot of us, especially if you ask me, when it comes to numbers, when it comes to number crunching, somewhere right from the childhood, I've been really afraid of numbers. So I want you to briefly share with us, how did you get this interest of getting into this area? And what is the kind of impact you've created around?
Sure, Rachna. I would love to. So first thing I would say that I'm not good at numbers. Huh? Keep it secret, please. Huh? So money management is not a number crunching game, but it's just that you should know that how to play with numbers. See, nowadays we have Excel sheet, calculator. हमें बैठ करके ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. We need not sit and multiply like what we studied. All that work will be done by Excel sheet and your calculators. What one needs to learn is how to use the trick to make those things work for you. So still, if you ask me, Salma, multiply this and tell me what it is, I'll be like, no, give me Excel sheet or calculator, I'll do. If you say, if the present value of 1 lakh is today at the rate of 6% inflation, what will be that after 5 years? I'll be like, give me Excel sheet. I cannot tell you. So I always say that, I'm nothing, like for me, my Excel sheet is everything. Without Excel sheet, I'm just nothing. So I want everybody to have this in your mind that numbers are just to make you feel scared or something, probably, but it is really easy because you just need to know how to play with that. You need not really know how to calculate that. Calculation will be done. So this is, and honestly, from my childhood, okay, I'll just share very, something which I have not really shared with many, is that I used to feel very scared about, ghost and all when I used to be, I'm sure कि सब लोग बचपन में घबराते होंगे. That was one thing which I used to feel कि अगर भूत आएगा और मुझे मार देगा, I will be actually, एक चीज से मैं बच जाऊंगी कि मुझे मैथ्स ना बनाना पड़े. Seriously, I was so scared. Then I took this as challenge and started working on maths. And then my 9th, 10th, I took advanced math. And then I started loving it. But वो सब में जो हमने पढ़ा वो algebra वगैरह वगैरह जो actually हमें समझ में नहीं आता है, अभी भी अगर हम करेंगे तो उसको actually use कैसे करना है commercials में, that we don't know. Then I did my 12th in science, but things I was not able to understand. If it is a physics and maths, वो दिखता नहीं है कि क्या हो क्या रहा है, ये नंबर से ऐसे कैसे काम कर रहा है. So that's how I was not able to connect, and I shifted to commerce, where I can see that when I'm doing this is the impact. तो जो finance है, जो accounts है, ये दिखता है, पैसा बैंक अकाउंट में आया, दिख रहा है आया, गया, दिख रहा है गया, तो हाँ वो समझ में आ रहा है. Whereas physics में क्या ये हो रहा है, but अच्छा न्यूटन का लॉ ऐसे है, ठीक है, वो गिर रहा है, but क्या प्रूफ क्या है. So वो मेरे दिमाग में कभी अट नहीं पा रहा था. So this is how actually I started working, with numbers. And today also I'm not good at numbers, just that I know how to play with numbers. And I have so far helped more than 200 families, and I have clients who are at really high level in big companies who are not withdrawing, like minimum salary they withdraw is like 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs per month is what I would say. So those kind of people are taking help from someone who don't know how to multiply and divide. But again, I would say it's about how you use the numbers and how you play with it.
Awesome. So guys, if you are excited for today's session, I want you all to type excited in the chat. And now without any delay, I hand over the session to Salma, who's going to drop some give some great value. So be there till the end, and let's look forward for some great learnings. And if in case there are any questions, you can leave your questions in the Q&A. So we're going to take the questions towards the end. So our virtual stage is all yours, Salma.
Thank you so much, Rachna.
Over to you.
So I welcome all the participants. I can say, there is Raghav, Vishakha. Yes, sorry if I am pronunciating wrong. Anshu, Mukul. One thing I can definitely tell you that what you are going to take away from today's session is something which is practical, which is going to really help you, and it has helped more than 250 families. So I help families. It's all about personal finance. So one more thing is that please have your pen and paper with you, because I'm going to share a lot of things. Have that, and I'm also going to give you some assignment. We will do a small exercise today. Today's session is going to be quite interactive. It's not one way, because I will not move forward. I will not answer this, because I want this to be implemented in your life. It should not be like, college में, school में कैसे होता था, blackboard पे मैम सर लिखते थे और हम लोग चुपचाप चले जाते थे. Yes, thank you, Mukul. Thank you, great. So let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so today's session is all about money management. So I actually did not really introduce myself. So let me just introduce quickly that I'm Salma Soni, you know my name. I'm a certified financial planner. And what do? I help individuals in their financial planning. Now, what are the components which is included in financial planning? It's a lot, but if I have to divide into three portions, first part is money management. Second part is about financial goals, and the third part is about achieving the financial goals with the help of investment which suits their risk appetite and help them to achieve their goals on time or before time. So out of these three parts, first part is what we are going to focus today, is about the money management. As Rachna also rightly said that it's a very basic thing, and whatever maybe your income does not matter. Please have this in your notepad. Does not matter. What matter is how you manage your money. Now, when I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to give you a lot of things where you need to start inculcating those habits slowly. Now, don't think that today's session is going to happen and tomorrow things will change, drastically, and you will be able to implement. I would want to make you aware from today itself that it will eventually take time, 1 to 2 months, if you implement slowly. And I want you to implement this slowly itself, because it is a habit change. And habit change, if you try to force yourself, it will always say, no, I don't want to, do this, or because our mind is something which is very comfortable how you are living your life. So it needs to be implemented very slowly. Now, let me move to the next slide, which talks about what will you take away from this session. So from this session, you are going to take away the right money management technique, as I'm saying again and again. So have this in your mind that this is the right management technique which I'm going to talk about, and that will help you save more. This is the starting point, which will help you to start saving more. Now, how much more? I've seen people easily saving almost double than what they are saving. And if you are a good saver, then you'll have to move to the next stage of investing, which will help you to grow your money and achieve your financial goals. Now, before further delaying, let me move forward and talk about what is money management. And here I'm not going to give you any definition or something. It is combination of 4 important components. It's about income, expenses, savings, and investment. So as names itself explains what is money. I mean, money management is management of money. So these are the, when it comes to money, these are the four things. If you can master, then you can achieve all your financial goals. Now, most of the time, what happens that people will always be saying, I have to invest, 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 and people just take some decision कि हाँ इसमें invest कर देते हैं, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. Something is better than nothing. But if that something like fixed deposit gives you 5% or which is less than inflation, it's better than savings, but it's not going to really help you in the long term. This is just one example. Now, even before moving to investment and saving, what we need to work upon understanding your important component, which is two components, which is income and expenses. And on these two components, we are going to talk in detail today. Now, let me move forward and understand why money management is important. Because unless you know the importance of it, it will be probably tough for you to even implement for anybody for that matter. And anybody, if you have any kind of question, you can leave it in the Q&A, or if it is a quick question, feel free to leave it in the chat box itself, because I'm also monitoring the chat box. Okay, so why money management is important? Because of number one, it helps you understand where and how are you spending, right? Number two important point is it helps you keep your spending. Okay, it's not spending, it's spending within your budget. So the moment you start understanding where are you spending, how much you are spending, that time you, and this you will get to know only when you are tracking your expenses. And the moment you start tracking your expenses, you will get to know that this particular budget is actually expenses going beyond the budget. So you will have a control on your money. And the last point is, because you have a control on your money, you're able to save better, you will be achieve your financial goals. So these are the four important points I wanted to highlight why you should be managing your money well. Now let's move forward and see the impact of right money management. So if you are actually managing your money properly, you will save more, that's for sure. One of my clients who, when he signed up last year with me, was actually getting 3.2 lakhs per month in hand, and his saving was hardly 20,000 per month. After working with him in next 6 months, he started saving 92,000 per month with the same salary. So once you start working on your money management, these kind of savings you will be able to see. And that is possible when you start tracking your goals. The second important thing will be that it will help you to live a quality life. Because right now, if you are not managing, you may think, before spending, or you may spend so much that when you need, you don't have money. But by the time you start managing it, you will have quality life, because slowly you will start inculcating the habit of managing it well and planning for your expenses which is expected to come. So it's a planning in advance. It will help you to plan your expenses in advance. Then fourth point is it will give you a mental peace. Now you are aware that these kind of expenses are expected, your money is ready for you, and that can happen only when you manage your money well and plan for it. And mental peace is something which you get to the high level, which I've been hearing from my clients, that of right money management. Right money management, as I said, that it will help you to save more. Here I was giving the example of one of my client who is withdrawing like 3.2 lakhs. Last year he was withdrawing when he joined me. He was hardly saving 20,000 per month. And then in 6 months time, his saving increased from 20,000 per month to 92,000 per month. And that's why it is also very, very important why you should be managing your money in a right manner. The next important point is it helps you to lead your quality life, because the moment you start having control on your money, you will get to know that what are the different expenses you are expecting, and you can plan for it, and that's how you will be able to lead your quality life. Now, as I said in the beginning, that this is something which will take probably 1 or 2 months easily. Sometimes it even takes 6 months for people. It depends upon that how bad you're managing. So if you're managing very badly, then it will take you some time. If you're managing okay, then I think it's a matter of 1 to 2 months max, where you can eventually increase your savings easily double. That's what I've been seeing. And the mental peace is something amazing what you get, because you are now completely stress free, because you know that what are your expenses going to be, and you already have made your plan. So many times what happens that if you have some investment which is payable on annual basis, by the time it is expected to be paid 1 or 2 months before, you start actually thinking that where should I manage this money. So does this happen with anybody, where you feel, oh, LIC policy का प्रीमियम आ रहा है, और या कोई इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी का प्रीमियम आ रहा है, और अभी मुझे 20,000 30,000 देना है, so now I should start thinking about it, or it becomes a, yes, it happens. And I can see the response, yes, I can see people are saying yes, it is happening. So it's very natural. Only when you start setting a system for yourself, which I will be also giving you some input, that how can you set your system in a way where your money is ready even before your expense is coming. And the best part about that system is that not just that you accumulate money, but you also grow your money to certain percentage. Not that you're putting your money at risk, just that making sure that it is paced with the inflation. So if it is like at least giving you 5 to 6% per annum basis, but you are also saving and making yourself very peaceful at this stage. Then important point that you actually start controlling your money, because many times when expenses are more than the income, or yeah, that happens many times. I have people whose cash flow I've been seeing negative. So unka income, then people will be like, how it is possible, अगर मैं X amount कमा रहा हूँ या कमा रही हूँ, तो मुझे खर्चा कैसे हो रहा है. तो वो सिचुएशन में क्या होता है कि पैसे जो आपने थोड़े बहुत बैंक अकाउंट में लेके रखे हैं, सेव करके रखे हैं, दैट इट गोज आउट ऑफ दैट, और देन पीपल स्टार्ट टेकिंग लोन्स or converting their purchases into EMI, and that's how they start getting into trap. And especially if it's a credit card and people convert their expenses into EMI, I tell that it's a starting point of debt trap. So how many of you actually, if you can type in the comment box, are taking such kind of things where you are converting your expenses into EMIs, or taking some expensive items on EMIs like phone or fridge or any such appliances which is expensive, which you feel that okay, by end of use EMI sometimes, by end of after over 6 months of EMIs, मुझे सिर्फ 2,000 ही देना पड़ेगा एक्स्ट्रा, बट आई हैव दैट फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. सो वो 2,000 जो होता है कभी भी 15 to 6% से कम नहीं होता है. पॉइंट नंबर 1. पॉइंट नंबर 2, कि ये तो एक ट्रैप है. अभी आपको लग रहा है कि आपने ये इसको कर लिया, फिर बाद में लगेगा अरे इजीली हो गया था. दिस इज हाउ यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग इनटू ट्रैप एंड स्टार्ट कन्वर्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ योर purchases into EMI. So I can see sorry if I'm pronunciating this wrongly, Nagananda, thoda difficult name hai. So not buying expensive item but use credit card EMI. Yes, I mean do not do that. What minimum actually credit card is 2% per month they charge. It depends upon company to company. If it is HDFC, तो 24% per annum आता है. Somewhere between 24% per annum till it is like 50% per annum what credit card people charges. So stop doing that. That's the most expensive loan you are actually taking by converting your payouts to EMI. So yeah, okay, did not know. Yeah, great. So this is the impact of the right money management. You will be able to save more and all that. Now let's see that what is the bad part of it, which is that if you don't manage well, I've already pointed out some of the points. I'll just read it out whatever I've written, that you have more expenses and the spending happens just randomly. That happens because जो भी आ रहा है अच्छा चलो खरीदते जाओ, और बाद में लगता है अरे इतना खर्चा हो गया. right, then you have almost no saving or less saving. You increase your debt, as I said, that you start converting your payouts or your payments into EMIs, and that's how you start getting in the process of the debts. The fourth point is that it increases the financial stress. So financial stress kaise, the every time like that, if you start taking EMIs 3, 4, 5, automatically your payout will be like definite payout will start increasing. आपको पता है हर महीने पहले तो EMI नहीं थे, अब नया EMI आ गया, एक नया खर्चा आ गया है जहाँ पे आप एक्चुअली बैंक को रिच कर रहे हैं. You are not becoming rich, you are actually making a bank rich, and here in this process you are working for two people, for your employer and for your bank. So stop doing that. That's the worst thing which people are doing. So Rupesh has a question. He's saying if credit card bill is paid on time, then I feel nothing is bad. Perfect. So that's what I say, that I also use credit card. There's nothing wrong. In fact, if you know the right way to use credit card, it's perfectly great, because then you are using your credit card. But the moment you start to converting your payments to EMIs and all that, credit cards start using you. So make sure that they don't use you, use them. How you use them? By making the payments on time, you get points. And then in fact, a lot of things I personally bought from my credit card points, because I am using them. The moment I convert the payouts to EMI, they will start using me. I don't want credit card people to use me, right? So don't do that. And yeah, you said right, Rupesh, if you are paying everything on time, that's actually great. हाँ, बजाज फाइनेंस, दे आर एट द टॉप. हमेशा वो आएंगे और बोलेंगे कि ये फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मिल गई है आपको, एंड दे आर ऑल्सो चार्जिंग वेरी वेरी हाई इंटरेस्ट रेट. सो बी अवेयर एंड स्टे अवे फ्रॉम बजाज फाइनेंस. And the last point, yes, it does impact your health, because the moment you have stress, automatically health pe impact aata hi hai. So it is very much directly related to your health also. So we need to actually very much concentrate on this parts, money management, so that you can stay away from all these 5 points. Now next, okay, the one more point I have, it's a money controls you. As I said, yes, in this situation, when you don't manage your money well, it will start controlling you, and that should never happen, because now what money is wanting you to do, you're doing it rather than you want the way you want to manage your money. Now did you actually realize with this point, these many points, that it's worth understanding the right way of managing money? And if you feel that yes, it is very important, I will take forward today's session. I want to know yes or no in the chat box. Great. Thank you, Ishaka. Thank you, Mukul. Thank you, Nagendra. Thank you. Great. Now I will not further delay. I have already wasted 5 minutes there. So let me move forward. Now, before even thanks Shreya, thank Isha. So even before I go and talk about that, let's first understand in which category do you fall. I keep saying whether you are a spender, saver, or investor with this formula. So if your salary comes in and you spend first, or अगर कुछ बचता है तो आप save करते हैं, please do write this point. It's very important. Then you are a spender. If first you do investing, or keep your money aside, and then whatever is left out, you spend that, then you are a saver. And if you are a saver, then have you upgraded yourself to investor, which means you are not just keeping your money aside, but also investing them in the right tool. Now, if you say that I'm investing in an insurance policy, then I will still tell you a saver. I will not even call you investor, because वहां पे तो कुछ मिलता ही नहीं है. So yeah, Nagendra says that right now saver want to move to investor. Great. Then I want answer from few more people to know. So saver, great. So where do you save, Nagendra? Do you save in mutual funds, or do you save in fixed deposit, or do you save in PPF, Sukanya Samriddhi? Where exactly? Rashna is also saver. So where do you guys actually mutual fund, fixed deposit, PPF? Okay, date, SIPs. Okay, mutual fund, SIPs. Great. Okay, awesome. So I'm happy to know that people are not in the spender zone right now. They're into saver zone and the investor zone. Okay, share market. Okay, Rupesh. So let's move forward and see the component. As we have rightly mentioned, we have 4 components. In today's session, we will talk more in detail about the first 2, which is income and expenses. So under income, these 2 components. Now, how many of you know that there are 5 heads of income? How many of you know? And if you know few of them, can you start typing in the comment box that what could be the different sources of income? 5 heads of income. One is like the salary. One is salary, right? Then apart from that, this particular thing will also interest. Yes, will be helpful in your tax planning. Rent, capital gain, perfect. Or एक और should try interest. So interest falls under income from other sources. And one more thing is you're missing on. So the last thing which we are missing on is income from business or profession. Okay, so royalty or interest, all that will fall under income from other sources. So yes, now we have a 5 heads. Now there are 3 heads of outflow. Now, okay, so here I've mentioned 5 heads. It is salary, rental income, business, profession. And I believe for most of you, it will be salary income and other source of income. Only when you sell any of your investment, then you will get the capital gain income. And business and profession, Rachna has definitely. Anybody else also are doing something apart from your job and have a business or profession income? Okay. So I don't think anybody has that. And
just to add, for all the mid-career professionals, a lot of times why we struggle is because we are in the CC zone. CC zone is single income, single identity. And hence, if you are in the CC zone, folks, it's time for you to think about having an alternate source of income. And
yes.
Salman's going to share more.
Definitely. I mean, nowadays I'm with single source of income. Definitely, I'm like very scared. So already I have 2-3 different sources of income. Apart from that, I'm working another 2 sources of income. So yes, we cannot rely on one source of income now. Okay, capital gain, like any of your investment, when you sell, be it a mutual fund, when you sell your shares, that, or when you your FD matures, when your PPF matures, whatever is that, like for PPF, the interest income which is there, that is tax free. That's something else. Sukanya Samriddhi, when it matures, the income interest income is tax free. But mutual fund, when you sell, that time whatever your income is, suppose you've invested 1 lakh rupees and after selling it is 1,20,000, then 20,000 is your capital gain. Even in shares, if you bought at 100 rupees, sold at 200 rupees, then that 100 rupees is your capital gain. Now, I'm not going to get into capital gain long term, wo thoda lamba ho jayega. So this is just the 5 heads. Then even fixed deposit, जब आपका मैच्योर होता है तो जो भी उसमें कैपिटल गेन हुआ है, आपने 1 लाख रुपए डाला, आपको 1,05,000 रुपए मिल रहा है, तो वो 5,000 जो है आपका कैपिटल गेन है. So all everything about investment, even when you buy a house and you sell a house, so when you bought for 40 lakhs, selling at 50 lakhs, that 10 lakh is your capital gain. So anything related to investments, when you sell them, that time you get the capital gain. And sometimes it also a capital loss. अगर आपने घर खरीदा 10 लाख में और बेच दिया 8 लाख में, तो 2 लाख का लॉस है. अगर आपने म्यूचुअल फंड खरीदा 1 लाख का और बेचा उसको 90,000 में, तो लॉस है. So it could be a gain also, loss also. Now, I'm not getting into taxation point of view. How does that work? Just understand that we have 5 different sources of income, and whenever there's an income, start thinking that what are the different 5 income for you, and also. So even if your major source of income is salary, then and you have some capital gain, keep tracking all of them. Then the three heads of outflow I'm going to talk about now. These are your household expenses, your lifestyle, like what are the things which includes in, and I will talk about that now, but we will do a 5 minutes exercise here, and please have your pen and paper so that you actually, not we, you understand what is your money management pattern, because you are the one who is managing it, and you, unless you know the pattern of yours, you will not be able to manage well. So 5 minutes sit silently for half an hour, work on it. It will give you a lot of clarity कि आपका कहाँ पे problem हो रहा है. And the moment you get to know that this is where is my problem area, you can start working towards it, and that's how you saving double and three times, as I gave you. आपको hit करना है, and creating habit towards reducing those expenses. So now let me give you the list of household expenses. Now, what is the household expenses? Here, if you see, I have divided into different, this is a basic expense, dependent expense, pure insurance expense, and loan serving. Now, let me just give you a very simple thing to understand. वैसे expenses जो कि अगर आपका income ना हो तो भी आएगा, those falls under household expense. Doesn't matter you have your income or not, you will eat food. Doesn't matter you income or not, you need house to stay. If you are staying in a house and it is a rented house, तो आपको पैसे देने पड़ेंगे rent के. अगर आप the fuel expenses, you will be going out for some work, your electricity bill, your phone bill, people having a dog, so their food, all these, even children's school.
Guys, can you hear Salva? No, looks like there's some issue with her network. Let me just drop her a message. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back. I'm so sorry. Guys, please bear with me. ऐसा होता नहीं है, but आज हो रहा है, unfortunately. Actually, नेट को ही पता था बहुत वैल्यू पैक है, तो जिनको चाहिए वो रुकेंगे, इसीलिए वो ऐसा नाटक कर रहा है. So, yes, just give me few seconds. कहाँ पे थे हम? तो कितने लोगों ने लिस्ट बनाया इन सब चीजों का?
If you made the list, type me in the chat. Let's see how many of you are doing your homework along. Okay, a lot of
this, see guys, I'm charging hefty amount to people for this work, and I'm giving you in this inner circle. I thought, let me not hold anything in that session, because I know Rachna is really special. She delivers a lot of value, and if you implement this, for sure nobody can stop you managing your money in a way which you can't even imagine. Like, I'm just saying that you implement this, और उसके बाद 2 महीने बाद आपको पता चलेगा कि इसका पावर क्या है. So let me check the chat box. Me. Okay, great. I can see people have listed it down. तो ये रहा आपका हाउसहोल्ड एक्सपेंस. सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट है, जिसके जो एक्सपेंस आपका बंद नहीं होगा, अगर आपका इनकम ही बंद हो गया, वो आएगा हाउसहोल्ड एक्सपेंस. दूसरा क्या है, लग्जरी एक्सपेंस। नाम से ही पता चलता है लग्जरी है, शॉपिंग है, और आपका डाइनिंग आउट हो गया, पर्सनल केयर वगैरह हो गया। तो हमें कोविड ने अच्छे से समझा दिया है कि ये सारे एक्सपेंस आराम से कम हो सकते हैं। डू यू गाइज अग्री दैट वन कैन वर्क अपॉन दिस, राइट? सो इसी के, ये चीज है जिसके ऊपर हम काम करते हैं एक्चुअली, और जो आपकी सेविंग्स बढ़ाता है, ठीक है? Then we have the saving list where you are saving, like already you guys have said, fixed deposit, RD, mutual fund वगैरह वगैरह। तो हमें काम एक्चुअली करना है दो चीज पे, लग्जरी एक्सपेंस पे और हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंसेस। तो जैसे ही आपको पता चलेगा कि आपका हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस कितना है और आपकी लग्जरी एक्सपेंस कितनी है, उसको आपके इनकम से माइनस कर दीजिए, वो आपकी सेविंग्स हो जाएगी। बट सेविंग्स डज नॉट मीन इन्वेस्टिंग। Investing has to be something which can give you return better or more than inflation post taxation। अगर आपका फिक्स डिपॉजिट आपको 5% दे रहा है और इन्फ्लेशन भी 5% है, तो आपको कुछ नहीं मिला। उसके ऊपर आप 30% टैक्स ब्रैकेट में, उसके ऊपर 30% टैक्स लग गया, तो you have actually deteriorated your money. So you have to make sure you are investing in a places. I'm not saying that you have to invest in a stocks and risky assets, just that make sure that post inflation and post taxation it is positive. That's all you need to keep in your mind to begin your journey. Now you have listed down, वहां तक तो बहुत लोग बताएंगे। अब मैं जो आपको बताने जा रही हूँ ये आपको बताएगा कि आपका पैटर्न कैसा है। So make sure that you, wherever you are falling, whichever age you are falling, you note down the ideal ratio। तो इंडिया का जो आइडियल रेशियो है वो ऐसा है, जिसका एज अप टू 35 इयर्स है, उसका हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस 50% होना चाहिए, luxury 30% and saving 20%. This is the ideal ratio. If your saving is more, it's even better, right? Then the people who are falling between 36 to 44, this is how it should be, 50 20 30. This should be the percentage. So first you'll have to find out your income, then your expenses, and then figure out where your age, and then find out how is your pattern. So for example here, suppose I am in the first zone, just border में हूँ 35। So मेरा income मेरा household expense 50, हमारी family का इनफैक्ट 50 30 20, but it is more than 50% because हमारे पास लोन नहीं है। So this 50% is also including your household loan. So if you have a big loan like house होम लोन या कोई भी ऐसा लोन जिसका ईएमआई बड़ा हो, तो 50% ठीक है। बट अगर आपके पास कोई भी लोन नहीं है, यू आर डेट फ्री, देन दिस 50% हैज टू कम डाउन बाय अनदर 20%, व्हिच मींस आपका हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस 30% से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए। इसका मतलब आपकी सेविंग्स 40% होना चाहिए। आई होप आई एम क्लियर हियर। If you guys have any doubt in this, this is the most critical part, guys. Yeah. So thanks Nagendra for confirming that I am clear. So once you do this exercise of finding out your household expense, luxury expense and savings, then find out based on your age कि आपका क्या percentage है, right? And this is how you will be able to understand that where you have to work. Suppose आपके पास लोन है, आप पहले जोन में, आपका 50% है या 50% से थोड़ा ज्यादा भी है बहुत सारे केसेस में, तो उस बहुत बार क्या होता है कि हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस में कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो एक्सेस हो रही है, तो उसमें से कौन कौन से कंपोनेंट पे आप काम कर सकते हो कम करने का। फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे अगर यहाँ पे कन्वेंस, लाइक few of my client who was using everyday Ola Uber, they decided to do little changes there. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल बहुत लोग तो एसी चला के छोड़ देते हैं, ये ऐसे कर देते हैं, लाइट जला रहता है, उन सब छोटी छोटी चीजों, क्योंकि अगर आप मान लीजिए लाइट जला हुआ है, एसी, यू फील कि अच्छा ज्यादा तो नहीं आता है, मे बी 200 रुपए ज्यादा आता होगा या 1000 रुपए ज्यादा होगा, बट इवन दैट 200 and 1000 रुपीज मैटर्स। सो इवन एंड मोबाइल फोन बहुत बड़े लोगों के पास पोस्टपेड होता है या ऐसे प्लान्स होते हैं, मेजर most of the time that's what I've seen, that they'll be paying 1000 rupees 1500 rupees per month. Now in this case you can switch to prepaid and see whether आजकल तो इतना सस्ता प्लान है, 3 months का ले 600 rupees, like hardly it comes 200 rupees per month. So these kind of small changes which is not going to impact you in any way, but you can plan better, you'll have to start exploring those. इवन इन द लग्जरी ईटिंग आउट तो ज्यादातर बहुत बहुत बार बाहर होता है. तो व्हाट आर द थिंग्स, नॉट इफ यू आर गोइंग आउट एवरी वीक, कैन यू रिड्यूस इट टू 3 times in a month? Will that actually reduce your lifestyle? I don't think so. So this is how you will have to start working on these. So the moment you start working on this, your ratio will start improving and your savings will start increasing. This may take 2 months of time or even 6 months of time, depending how you are managing. But this is the formula which have implemented with more than 250 families, and it has given amazing result, right? So this is one thing. Now, how should you actually track your expenses? Now, a lot of time what people does, they start looking for एप्स वगैरह देखना शुरू करते हैं, कोई भी फ्री ऐप मिल जाए जहां पे वो अपना एक्सपेंसेस ट्रैक करे. बट वन थिंग व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर इज दैट your data is the business of the people who are providing you some those apps for free. ठीक है? So if you have not paid for the apps, then actually you are the product. So make sure that you don't become a product. You can start tracking your expenses in your Excel sheet itself, and 2 minutes morning ritual. So tomorrow it's Saturday. If you have a holiday, sit. I've already given you the list. Make the list of expenses, and then start tracking every morning. 2 minutes walk. You have just 2 minutes, spare 2 minutes. So what I do, as and when I spend, I keep in my mobile. I'll just mention it. I have a notepad. और जब मैं, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या कि भूल जाते हैं. So and then next day when I'm opening, like शाम में मैंने कुछ शॉपिंग की, अब उसके मैं लैपटॉप तो खोलूंगी नहीं, इसीलिए मैं फोन पे लिख लेती हूँ. जब सुबह होती हूँ तो जस्ट आई विल पुट द एंट्रीज इन द एक्सेल शीट, एंड इट विल हार्डली टेक यू 2 minutes and you can track your expenses very well. So this is how I do it. I help my clients also to do the same thing. Now,
very useful. That's very
how-
useful, Salma, because I
Yeah.
just want to share small thing. Last month we didn't realize, and with the dining outs to cut out ho gaya hai. But
Mhm.
now with the Swiggy's and Zomato, we've been ordering so much from
So
out,
much.
and when we sat towards the end and had a look at the credit card bill, we said we've almost 5,000-6,000 is what we've spent on ordering from Swiggy's and Zomatos.
It has become in fact easier. Going out मतलब dining out मतलब आजकल dining out नहीं होता है, घर पे ही बुलाते हैं, वो भी dining out ही हुआ. True. So the moment you start tracking, because that is impacting your health as well, right? It's not only about money, it's also health. एक बार health हुआ तो medical का expense आ जाएगा, फिर तो line ही लगेगी. And when and your health is wealth. अगर आपका health ही सही नहीं है तो what else? Like what will you do with money and wealth and all that? So very rightly said that eating out has become actually very, very normal thing. So I don't have apps, huh? I don't have apps. If I have to order something once in a while, I download the app, do it, and immediately I uninstall that so that they don't start disturbing me with the notification. So yeah, now the hack for today is set your financial goals first, then work on your money management. आप सोचिएगा कि पहले मैं मनी मैनेजमेंट करती हूँ, मेरा सेविंग्स होगा, then I'll think about goals. It will not work, guys. See, as I said, these are 3 steps: money management, followed by understanding your financial goals and investing towards that. And when we work with as a financial planner with the client, we do all these 3 things साथ में. It doesn't happen, in stages. It happens in one next to each other, same things. So once the moment you know that what is your financial goal, you will automatically start saving. The moment you have a clarity and you know this much money is required, automatically you will start taking action. So don't wait to understand your financial goals. First, understand with numbers. Normally, let's see that what are the financial goals normally, any family. So the goals, like as in financial planning, these are the 7 stages what we call as a financial goals. First is covering your risk. So whatever risk you have in your life which is going to impact your financial condition, those comes under risk cover. So risk cover में आपका life का cover हो जाता है. In case something happens to the life of the bread earner, family is going to get impacted. Medical हो गया, insurance तो वो normally company के द्वारा मिल जाता है, so that is being taken care. Have you created your emergency fund, because in case if there is a job loss or something urgent comes in, whether you are ready for that or not. So this is something you need to think about in stage 1. Second thing about the house purchase and debt free. So stage 2, normally people would want to have their own house, whereas you can, it's not that you should immediately have it, but you can work upon it in a way that you start creating your down payment corpus so that you take as less loan as possible. So this is the second stage. Third stage is about the debt free. Now a lot of time people will have a lot of credit card loans वगैरह, तो मैं पहले debt के ऊपर काम करती हूँ, फिर घर के ऊपर, तो it depends करता है कि situation कैसा है. Your savings goal, what are the different savings goal you have? You have a child, their education will be there. You want to go for a vacation, you want to buy a car. If it's a luxury car, then it will not come under savings goals, but it goes to seventh stage, which is the discretionary goal. If it is a basic need, then it comes into savings goals. So savings goals is about the basic goals. Then your retirement planning, then your passive income, and then discretionary goal. So discretionary goal आपका international vacation हो गया, whereas annual vacation will come under savings goal. So these are the different financial goals. You can write these and start thinking that what are the different goals you have and what could be the goal amount value today. अगर आज मेरे बच्चे की शादी होनी है तो मुझे कितने रुपए चाहिए होंगे, आज मुझे कार खरीदना है तो मुझे कितना रुपए चाहिए होगा, आज के डेट में मुझे अगर रिटायरमेंट होना है तो मुझे कितना रुपए चाहिए होगा. दैट इज व्हाट विल आंसर यू दैट हाउ मच यू विल हैव टू स्टार्ट सेविंग, बिकॉज आज का 1 लाख इज नॉट टुमारो का 1 लाख, राइट? So you'll have to think about inflation. Once you start working on your understanding your financial goals, then you get to know कि हाँ मेरा कैश फ्लो ऐसा है, ये सपोर्ट कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है. अच्छा ये करेगा, बट अगर मैं ये एक्सपेंसेस थोड़ा कम कर दूं तो ये मेरे गोल्स अचीव हो जाएंगे टाइम पे. सो अगेन इट इज कमिंग बैक टू द बेसिक्स, योर कैश फ्लो मैनेजमेंट, right? So I just wanted to give you overall view that what are the things which is including as in your personal finance as your goals. A lot of time people know their goals, but वो नंबर के साथ उनको पता नहीं होता. बच्चे की शादी करानी है, उनका एजुकेशन वहां तक पता होता है, पर उसके लिए खर्चा कितना होगा वो नहीं पता होता है. तो अगर आप आज से ही उसके बारे में प्लानिंग करें तो वो अचीव हो सकता है. अगर आप 2-4 साल पहले सोचेंगे तो इट विल बी रियली रियली टफ. To sum up, the point number 1 is work on your right money management to save more. I have given you a trick. Please start working on that. Point number 2, household expenses are the one which occur even if you do not have income. Point number 3, luxury expenses can be controlled easily, and we have learned from COVID very well. Point number 4, planning your expenses leads to your financial peace of mind. And it is something which I cannot explain, only you can experience once you start working on your money management. Point number 5, understand your goals first before even start working towards your money management. It will help you to fast track your savings. And point number 6 is aim towards controlling your money and don't allow your money to control you. With this, my session is done. I would want you to start asking me questions. If you have any, I would love to start answering them.
Yeah, in fact, there are many questions. Let's see how many we will be able to take. But let me just, ask you some questions which were there in the chat. So, sure. One of the questions is from Raghavan. He says, in this pandemic time, jobs are reopening and salaries are cut due to management decisions, etc. And now the expenses are more. So whatever we saved long back is also being utilized. So how do we go about?
See, that's where preparing for emergency fund comes into play. So it's not like now COVID days, most of the people are facing this issue, and my clients also had faced this issue. But if you ask me honestly, उनका इम्पैक्ट ज्यादा नहीं हुआ बिकॉज उनके पास इमरजेंसी फंडिंग थी पहले से रेडी, दे वर रेडी टू टेक केयर. सो इट्स अ सैलरी कट, राइट? सो 20% कट हुआ होगा, 30% कट हुआ होगा. दैट कुड हैव बीन, if someone is having an emergency fund, then it can be actually worked upon easily. But yeah, of course it is not going to be long lasting. We'll have to start working towards getting back to what salary, you know, the person was withdrawing earlier. But this is very very important, that start whatever is your monthly expenses, which falls under that household, at least the household one, that minimum 6 months you'll have to start working in your emergency, towards your emergency funding. You can start saving somewhere which you do not have access to, like a lot of people are investing in the mutual fund. Will you get the copy of the presentation? I think recording will be provided, right? So
Yes, recording will be uploaded in the, yes, recording will be uploaded in the LMS, so you all can access through that.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, so where you should be parking your emergency fund, the places which is liquid and giving better return than fixed deposit, or the risk-free rate of return like fixed deposit. So you can actually go for liquid fund. If your income is within 5 lakhs, go for liquid fund. If your income is more than 5 lakhs per annum, then you can go for arbitrage fund. This is a category of mutual fund. So you can start looking. I can also mention the scheme name. Mutual fund में arbitrage fund, two of them are good: Kotak equity arbitrage fund and Nippon arbitrage fund. And liquid fund, you can go for Axis short term liquid fund. They are good, and it will easily give you 5.5 to 6% return. But do not exit, at least give at least 1 month of time. Do not exit like that. So how emergency fund works is that you need to create that corpus, access whenever needed, and if you have used it, then you have to refill that again. Take 2, 3, 4 months of time, but refill back so that you are ready for a next emergency.
Okay, that's great. So another question is from Mukul. He's saying how to save more with the same income and without compromising current quality of life to achieve financial goals. I think you've already answered this.
Exactly same thing which I have taken, that I keep telling in my session: achieve your goal without compromising. And I can bet you that you are not going to compromise, because all my clients says this, Salma, मैंने कुछ compromise नहीं किया और इतनी saving भी हो रही है, कैसे हो रहा है? So that's for sure. Apply today's formula which I have given. It will, as I said, it will take 2-3 months of time. Give yourself time. Talk to yourself that I'm going to implement. Just don't start implementing without thinking. Take step-by-step action, and for sure you will save. Without compromising your current lifestyle. Easily it will be double. That I've been seeing from years. It's been doubling the savings.
Okay, so the next question was from Vishaka, where she was asking the percentage of saving, investment, and expenses, and you already beautifully explained that. So yeah. I think that question is taken care of. Now moving on, what percentage to save in emergency fund?
Percentage. So as I said, it should be 6 months of your expenses. So if you see overall expense, जो भी आपका है, household plus luxury, if you can, and even the investment overall, if you can do that, will be great. Or else make sure at least household जो expense है, like as I said, अगर आपका income नहीं होगा तो भी वो expense आएगा, तो वो आप at least 6 months. So like the thumb rule says 3 to 6 months, but with this COVID, I have started telling 3 months. I have started making it 6 months for all of my clients instead of 3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question is, next question. Go ahead.
I think one question has been asked by Vishaka, that please give number example. Okay, number example like household. मान लीजिए आपकी सैलरी 1 लाख रुपए है, 1 लाख में से हाउसहोल्ड एक्सपेंस जो है 40,000 है और 10,000 है लग्जरी एक्सपेंस, तो हो गया 50,000 और 50,000 सेविंग्स है. सो लग्जरी एक्सपेंस प्लस हाउसहोल्ड एक्सपेंस जो है आपका दो को मिला के 50,000 है, तो 50,000 इंटू 6, मैंने बोला ना मेरा कैलकुलेशन अच्छा नहीं है, कितना होता है भाई बताइए, मैथ्स मेरा बहुत खराब है, 3 लाख रुपीज. Okay, so that much you need to have in your emergency fund. और अगर आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट मान लीजिए 20,000 का चलता है, आई वॉज फास्टर बेटर. ओके, सो अगर मान लीजिए इसमें 50,000 जो सेविंग है उसमें 20,000 आपका मंथली इन्वेस्टमेंट चल रहा है लाइक SIP, सो इट मेक्स इट 70,000. सो 70,000 into 6, if you can do that, it's perfectly, I mean much better. But if that is tough, then at least make sure आपका लग्जरी और बेसिक एक्सपेंस मिलाकर लाइक हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस मिला के जो होता है उसका 6 month into 6 month. This is good for salary people, and if it is a business people, then 1 year. My emergency fund is for 1 year.
Okay, so for business people it's 1 year.
Yeah, but I think Rachna, for you business and both are there, right? So you can have 6 months, but people who are only business people, then for them 6, because hamara expense keeps going up and down, and if something happens in between, we should be ready with that. So that's why it is 1 year for business people.
Great. This question is from Nagananda. He says, what are the investment options to beat the rate of inflation?
Okay, so investment option and inflation plus taxation, the best thing is basically your equity. If you also need little bit of liquidity, or else if it is a traditional, then you can go PPF is good. If you have a girl child, then you can start investing in Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. You also have some more post office KVPs, and they also give pretty decent return. But if you are thinking of, because see, these traditional investment, uska bhi return abhi kam hone laga hai. Every quarter they are announcing the interest rate, और धीरे धीरे वो भी कम होने लगा है. अभी 6% हो गया है, 6.5% हो गया है, धीरे धीरे वो 6 भी हो जाएगा, 5 भी हो जाएगा. So you can think of equity mutual funds, and even before investing in equity or equity mutual fund or shares, better you take your risk assessment test, which is your risk profiling, to understand how much risk you can take. Do not just put a lot of money there, and it says that mutual fund sahi hai, but it's not like everything is sahi. It is sahi based on your risk appetite. अगर आपको रिस्क इतना ही लेने का की क्षमता है और आप उसे ज्यादा लेते हैं, then you may end up taking a wrong decision when market falls. That's why it is important that you understand your risk appetite, and then accordingly. So there are two important things: understand your goals and your risk appetite before you start investing either in equity mutual fund or a direct equity.
Okay, the next question Vishaka is asking, is term plan better than life insurance?
Okay, so term plan is also a life insurance, and life insurance is a life insurance. Now, what like life insurance has a basically 4 categories. एक हो गया term insurance, जो कि प्योर लाइफ कवर होता है, जिसका मतलब है कि मेच्योरिटी के बाद कुछ नहीं मिलता है. इन केस लाइफ कवर है जिसका उसकी डेथ हो जाती है, तो बेनिफिशियरी को मिलता है जो भी कवर का अमाउंट है. सो दैट इज टर्म कवर, एंड दिस इज द ओनली थिंग विच पीपल शुड टेक. दे शुड नॉट गो टू अदर टाइप ऑफ लाइफ कवर्स, लाइक इंडोमेंट पॉलिसी हो गई, आपका मनी बैक पॉलिसी हो गया, होल लाइफ इंश्योरेंस हो गया. उसमें क्या होता है कि आपकी सेविंग्स भी होती है और आपका इंश्योरेंस कवर भी होता है, लाइक लाइफ कवर भी होता है. So the moment you mix both of them, neither you get a good cover nor you get a good return. Return आएगा 4-5% और कवर भी उतना नहीं होगा. 5 लाख के लिए सपोज 5 लाख का कवर है, आप साल का जो है 30,000 40,000 पे कर रहे हैं. So you can go for a term cover where even for 1 CR you will have to pay maybe 20,000, 15,000, depend upon कि आपका एज कितना है. अगर आप अर्ली एज में 30 years, 35 years, then it is going to be very less. Whereas if you are at the elder stage like 40, 45 and all that, तभी भी बहुत कम आता है प्रीमियम compared to all these other type of policies. So the worst decision people take in investment that they start going for other type of policy, because हमारा क्या अभी भी mentality है कि अरे इतना पैसा डालेंगे और कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, वेस्ट हो जाएगा. It's like that. So you should stop thinking that way. Start For investing, go pure in investing kind of product, example mutual fund for that matter. For risk cover, go for pure term insurance. Pure term insurance, like term insurance, what Vishaka is talking about. And yes, and people who do not, and also I've seen people taking these policy who do not even earn. So life cover सिर्फ उसको चाहिए जो earn करता है और घर चलाता है. So if suppose in my family, it's me and my husband. So my husband is one who takes care of the finances of the house. I take care of some of the investment. Now if something happens to me, actually उनका कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला financially, but if something happens to him, I am going to get impacted. So in that case, I need not have term cover or life cover, क्योंकि मेरे मरने से उनके finances में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Got it? So life cover is required only for the people who are earning, and if something happens to that people, family's finances is going to get impacted. I hope I clarified that.
Yes, perfectly. Salma, I have a question. So
Yeah.
the formula that you say shared about investments and expenses, so is that for our individual income, or it should be for the family?
As a family.
As a family. Wonderful. Okay, now Vishaka has another question where she's saying that throw some light on how to have, yes, probably as she's asking about how to save taxes.
Okay, so basically there's something called chapter 6. उसके अंदर जो भी sections आते हैं वहां पे अगर आप सेव करना शुरू करेंगे तो आपको tax saving आप कर सकते हैं. So what are the things like, under section 80C, what are the component comes like premium of life insurance, like term insurance है या कोई दूसरा भी insurance है, life insurance, उसका जो आप premium pay कर रहे हैं वो आएगा. अगर आपने हाउस का लोन लेके रखा है तो होम लोन का प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट आएगा. इफ यू हैव अ चाइल्ड एंड यू आर पेइंग दी फीस अप टू 2 चाइल्ड, तो जो जितना एनुअल फीस ट्यूशन फी पे कर रहे हैं वो आएगा. सो ये सारी चीजों को इनफैक्ट जो आपका ईपीएफ जा रहा है, प्रोविडेंट फंड जो आपका एम्प्लॉय कट करता है हर महीने आपके सैलरी से और पीएफ में जाता है, वो भी अंडर सेक्शन 80C होता है. बहुत लोगों को ये पता नहीं होता है. या व्हाई पीपीएफ इज टैक्स एग्जेम्प्ट. वो स्कीम का ही नेचर ऐसा है ना. पीपीएफ तो स्कीम ही ऐसा बनाया है और ये लॉन्ग टर्म का होता है. तो इट्स लाइक आपका जो क्वेश्चन है कि सलमा ऐसे क्यों है, सो आई डोंट नो, इवन आई डोंट नो मैं ऐसी क्यों हूँ, क्योंकि ये तो गवर्नमेंट ने बनाया है ना. वैसे ही पीपीएफ को ऐसा ही बनाया गया है. क्यों है वाला सवाल नहीं है, इसका नेचर, इसका फीचर ही ऐसा है. So when you choose investments, it's not that why it is like that, but what are the features, accordingly you choose. और फिक्स डिपॉजिट में yes, it's not exempt, जो आपको इंटरेस्ट आता है वो आपको उसके ऊपर टैक्स देना पड़ता है. So coming back to 80C, so under section 80C up to 1,50,000 rupees only you get the exemption. तो अगर आपका सैलरी मान लीजिए 10 लाख है और आपका 1.5 लाख का इन्वेस्टमेंट्स है, सो आपके 10 लाख में से 1,50,000 कम हो जाएगा और तो दैट विल बी 8,50,000. 8,50,000 के ऊपर आपको टैक्स देना पड़ेगा. सो द कंपोनेंट आई मेंशन, आई होप यू हैव नोटेड दैट डाउन. सो दोज आर द कंपोनेंट्स. सो मेन टाइम ना पीपीएफ के बारे में, ईपीएफ के बारे में लोगों को पता नहीं है, जो फंड जो वो काटती है पता इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं. तो when you are planning your taxation, look at what are already there, और जो gap है then you invest only the gap rather than investing again 1,50,000 for tax saving. So that is section 80C. Under section 80D, D में क्या होता है कि आपका मेडिकल जो भी इंश्योरेंस है उसकी प्रीमियम है, that comes under section 80D. So if it is for your family individual where you, your spouse, child medical cover and you are below age 60, तो उनके लिए 25,000 rupees per annum का exemption मिलता है. And if you are also paying for your parents who are a senior citizen, or even if they are not senior citizen, so if they are senior citizen then 30,000 का tax exemption मिलता है. If they are not senior citizen, another 25,000. So दोनों section मिला करके either it will be 50,000 or 55,000 towards under section 80D. 80G is basically आपका कोविड वगैरह का जो डोनेशन आपने किया था, तो किसी भी प्रकार के डोनेशन when you are doing that, there also you can take the exemption. So start donating guys. And start taking the tax exemption. So I keep doing that. उसमें क्या है कि ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरा income, most of the time what happens, it's a 50% ऑफ वॉट एवर यू पेड. सो अगर आपने 10,000 डोनेट किया है तो उसका 50% इज 5,000. 5,000 के ऊपर आपका टैक्स बेनिफिट मिलेगा. So that is section 80G. And yeah, these are the actually major ones. इतना आपने अगर किसी के पास एजुकेशन लोन है तो 80E, सेक्शन 80E, either for self, spouse or for child. एंड देन इफ यू हैव होम लोन, उसके लिए भी जो इंटरेस्ट आप पे करते हैं अप टू 2 लाख रुपीज, दैट देयर यू कैन टेक द टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन. सो ऑल दीज मैंने मेजर कवर कर दिया. इसके भी ज्यादा इनकम है तो टैक्स देना पड़ेगा भाई, इनकम है तो टैक्स देना ही पड़ेगा.
Okay, lovely. So, Salma, you've taken so many questions and so many myths, around money, around incomes, how to do that, have actually been busted today. I really want to thank you. And guys, because of time, maybe we've missed some questions. So in case, Salma, somebody wants to directly connect with you, you can just please share your social media handles so that in case they want to connect with you, it'll be, they can reach out to you.
So you can follow me. You can actually subscribe to my YouTube channel. There I keep adding a lot of value, a lot of tricks. You can start implementing them. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can ask directly on Quora and I'll definitely answer for you. You can actually check out, I give really detailed answer in the Quora with the numbers, so that I can help you. And if you are looking to do your financial health checkup, then you can personally connect with me. You can WhatsApp me on this number and we can schedule meeting, 30 minutes free consultancy for you. I can help you deeper based on what you need.
Wow, thank you for that free gift, Salma. So in case anyone, any of you want to avail that, please make a note of this. Maybe you can take a quick screenshot and you can get in touch. Thank you. It was an amazing session. So let me quickly take a picture.
Yes.
And guys, what you have to do is I'm going to post this on the Facebook group. And what I want you all to do is I want you to go there and share your top 2 learnings from today's session, right? So I hope you all found today's session interesting. Let us all thank Salma for her valuable time. So much time she's devoted, answered all the questions. In case we missed anything, you all can get in touch directly with her. So let us just type a thank you in the chat, everyone, and let us thank her.
So before we close, Rachna, one question I saw, I would love to answer that as well. Someone has asked Rupesh, I believe, that whether we should be opting for tax old regime or new regime. So it again depends upon your salary. What I've seen that people who are investing in all the sections which I've mentioned, अगर वो सब किया हुआ है 80C, 80D और 80G, 80 और वो सब है covered, तो आपका old regime अच्छा है. So if you are in this higher tax bracket, old regime is good. If you are in the lower tax bracket, then new regime is good. But you will have to understand this with your number. So it's not like thumb rule, ये अच्छा है या वो अच्छा है. It's a personal finance, guys. हर एक चीज के लिए आपके लिए क्या अच्छा है वो important. So the moment you start understanding this deeply, that मेरे लिए क्या अच्छा है, that's how you will actually start utilizing what I mean, that you start seeing the magic of personal finance. नहीं तो thumb rule तो बहुत सारे होते हैं, but क्या वो आपके लिए अच्छा है, that's important.
Salma, I have a last question.
Yes.
So you have any tips for impulsive buyers like me?
As I said, no, you stop. If you are someone who shops online a lot, then just remove all the apps. Let me show you. I'm not sure whether I have, if you can see my this, I don't have anything. Only when I have to buy, I know I need this, I install my app, do the shopping, uninstall it. So if you are a impulsive buyer online, then this is going to really work for you. And if it is, so are you an offline impulsive buyer?
I'll tell you what, now things have changed for the past 1 or 2 years. But earlier, wherever there was a sale, whenever there was something, even if I didn't need anything, I used to end up buying. And you wouldn't believe, just a couple of 10 days back, last weekend, what I did was I just looked at my cupboard, and there were so many clothes which I bought into the sale just because they were in sale, and I didn't need them, and I when I tried wearing them, I didn't like them also. So then I got that mindset of moving to a minimalist, and I said whatever clothes I have not worn for the last 2 years, possibilities are I'm not going to wear them now also. So I donated all my clothes, howsoever new they were, because I donated, and I said I will only keep those clothes which I'm going to wear, which I'm wearing. And then maybe after one year, I'm going to change my entire wardrobe. So there is no use keeping an and of course by donating, I got a lot of pleasure, and somewhere that feeling of being minimalistic, whatever you need, only have that also came in. So that's one thing
so
I did.
I guess you keep a lot of balances in your bank account, and that's how you end up doing, because that gives you a lot of comfort. Kitna sara paisa hai. So I'm in this business of personal finance management. Hardly I have 4 different bank accounts. सबको जोड़ के भी 50,000 नहीं मिलेगा. Because I put that in everything excess, it goes to my mutual fund portfolio, and that gives me a kick. Actually, that's a kick. So once you start buying those investments, आपका ये investment कम हो जाएगा. So I mean, the moment I see, oh, अभी इतना हो गया, now next target is that I have to make this in another 3 months. So though SIPs are going on, things are happening, but I make sure कि मेरा additional investment हो उधर. Even for anything for that matter, anything like mobile ho gaya, laptop ho gaya, though I have planning for that, I always try to buy it from my upcoming savings. So I know कि हाँ मुझे next month laptop लेना है, पर मैं पिछले 2 महीने से अलग से उसके लिए savings भी करके रखा है, फिर भी I don't want to touch that actually. Because I don't want to see my portfolio going down, क्योंकि मैंने वो निकाला, दो मेरा purpose वही था. So you should have a goal, but you should try, even if you have saved for it, can you avoid or use it even lesser than what you thought of. So अगर 50,000 लगने वाला है, 60,000 लगने वाला है, तो try to take smaller portion from there, and major try to do it from your new savings. So this is how I do it, and have less money in your bank account.
Quite useful. Thank you. Great. Thank you for all these great insights. And it was such a pleasure having you. So once again, on behalf of all the community members, I want to thank you for this amazing session, Salma. Thank you from all of us, and thank you for joining in.